So bunker shots can be quite complicated, and the different ways you will have seen them being taught over the years can seem quite different to each other and a little bit too complicated. So I want to simplify it down and also show you the more modern method of getting out of the bunker. So in the past, there was a big emphasis on the club being laid open so that you can slide or splash underneath the ball and splash it up and out nice and high. Now that was a little bit off-putting for a lot of people because this sort of feeling of the club laying open, you know, they talked about putting a wine glass on it and all this sort of stuff. That can be a little bit disconcerting for people, particularly if you haven't played a lot of golf. So to lay the club open like that can be a little bit uncomfortable. Now these days you don't really need to do that. We've got plenty of loft on the club now. We've also got a nice lot of bounce on the bottom, and that's going to help lift the club up, lift the ball up and out for you. So this excessive opening of the club is really not necessary anymore. We also used to talk about this sort of exaggerated opening up of the body so that the club would cut across the line of the shot and sort of slice under it and pop it up in the air. And again, because we've got so much loft these days, we don't even really need to do that. So I want to take you back to a sort of a very basic, fairly square setup where you don't even have to really open your club. And there's only going to be something quite small that you'll need to do. So set your club up fairly square to the target. In other words, the bottom of the club at right angles to where you're going. And then set yourself up fairly square, the same way you would as if you're playing a fairway shot or a tee shot or whatever. And then all you need to do is just turn that leading foot out a little bit like that. Now, if you're confident, you can even just open your body with it a little bit. And all that does is encourages the club to come across the line a little bit, which is great for a bunker shot. So that's it. Take your normal setup. You don't even have to worry about opening the club anymore. You just turn that front foot out. Then what you're going to do is play your bunker shot, just like a normal fairway shot, but aiming for that point about 2 inches or so, 1 inch to 2 inches before the ball. You're going to use a nice, good length swing. You're really going to follow through. So we're splashing into the sand. Now, you don't even have to aim at the ball. You can aim for that point. In other words, not even look at the ball. Look at the point in the sand behind the ball. So this is our setup position. Just turn that foot open. Everything else can be the same as a normal shot. Good length swing, nice and positive splash into the sand. So let's try that. All right, so hopefully that's simplified down your understanding of bunkers. So let's fix your bunker shots once and for all. Now what you'll need here to do this drill that I'd like to show you is some space, a practice bunker at your club, some privacy, a handful of golf balls, and a bit of time to really focus on this drill and get your bunker shots right, because it does take practice and it takes confidence. So what I've got here for you is a series of oval shapes that I've drawn in the sand. They're around about 6 inches from the front to the back, and they simulate how much sand you would normally splash out when you play a bunker shot. So what you're going to do is you're going to set up to the first one, and you're going to use this drill. It's a half swing drill. You're going to stop halfway back here. You're going to splash the front of the oval, and you're going to stop here on the follow through. So that's your drill. Go along your line of ovals, halfway back, splash the sand and follow through. Continue on, getting a feel for that position. This is the number one position in this drill. Splash through the sand, stop on the follow through. Then you're going to come to one with a ball in it, but you're going to do exactly the same thing. There's one without a ball. Continue on, going through your drill, making sure you keep your technique right. Nothing much changes when the ball's there. Halfway back, halfway through. So what you do is you'll very slowly get a feel for the correct technique. You'll start to build some confidence because you'll see that the ball is lifting. So spend some time doing that. Get some confidence going. You'll slowly build the length of your swing back up again to the normal length. But doing this drill, just keep it short and build your confidence that way. So in today's Anne Rollo golf tip, we're going to talk about what not to do in the bunker. And Ben, my son, is here to help me out. We're going to talk about what we see as the main faults in bunkers. People decelerating, people slowing down, not following through, weight finishing on the back foot, not using enough body, arms only, that kind of thing. So Ben's going to do some demonstrating and I'm going to do some talking. talk. So if you're new to this channel, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Click the subscribe button and hit the bell, and then you'll get all of our video tips as soon as they come in. So I'm here with my son Ben, and we're going to show you what not to do in the bunker. Now, there is a lot of things that we see the average golfer do in the bunker that you shouldn't do. And they include decelerating into the shot, so quitting on it, the head going down, scooping the ball, and generally not using enough body through the shot, arms only. You can see neither of those have come out. So now I want Ben to show you how to do it, and that is turning back and through with the shoulders, following right through, beautiful. And see that lovely follow through there of Ben's, nice and smooth. So he's involving the body, he's really being positive, turning through, finishing off the shot properly, and really keeping it lovely and smooth and being really committed to the shot, basically. I recently watched a tip by Phil Mickelson, and often when you see tips by these really great players, they can be a little bit complicated because I think that often they're not that in touch with what the average golfer has to deal with when they play golf, because their golf is at such a different level to what the everyday golfer has to go through. But this tip that he gave I thought was really simple and really well explained, so I'm going to recreate it here for you. And he talked about moving your hands through the shot in a bunker. So you've heard people talk about you've got to follow through in a bunker. And what does that mean though? When you're told to follow through, you can actually keep your hands or stop your hands, let the club head come forward, but still follow through. But all you've really done is scooped up. And when you do that, the club head comes up early, hits the ball first, you get that sort of action like this, hits the ball first, and that's the one you blade over the back. So the reason Phil talks about keeping those hands moving through the shot is because that will eliminate that club head coming up into the ball. So what you need to do is keep the hands moving forward, and then that really is your true follow through, that great extension, hands moving through, and that's what you'll see a really good player do in the bunker. All right, so we're going to play our bunker shot. We're going to keep our hands moving towards the target, down through the sand, and follow through the correct way. And that's really the difference between the good players in the bunker and the average golfer, keeping the hands moving to that really beautifully extended follow through. If you would like a free video tip every single week straight into your inbox, then join my newsletter list. There's a link in the description, or you can go to fixmygolfswing.com.au. How do you get that high, soft landing shot that you want in the bunker? And the thing that gives you height in golf is speed. And that's why when you go and watch golf, you watch pro golfers or you play with a really good player, they get this amazing height on their shots. And that height is from the speed created through the ball, and it's the same in the bunker. You need speed to get height. So I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Anne, I'm going to send it straight over the back into that bunker on the other side. Well, the thing is, if you swing slowly, you're actually more likely to get that shot. So it's a bit of an opposite. So as the hands sort of slow down, then the club head comes forward and you get that scooping one. You hit the ball first, goes sailing over the back or gets caught in the lip. So you have to be brave. You just have to take your heart in your hands in bunkers. You have to give it plenty, aim for the sand and follow through. So we're going to get some body turn. We're going to get some good follow through, and we need speed. All right, so give it plenty. And make sure you follow through and finish it off. And don't be afraid of that one that goes sailing over the back. So wet bunkers. I get asked about this a lot, what to do when the bunker's heavy and wet. Now, what I would really stress to you is that get good at a normal basic dry bunker shot first, and then you're going to find these more difficult ones a whole lot easier. And there's really not a whole lot of different things to think about when the bunker's heavy. The sand is heavier, so you've got to be really positive. So the only real difference would be that you're going to get super positive and hit down hard into the sand and follow right through. So play it like your normal bunker shot, but be extra, extra positive. All right, practice your normal bunkers, then you'll find these wetter ones a whole lot easier. A lot of people say to me that they really struggle to hit the sand in the bunker, and we all know we have to hit the sand and not the ball. A good sort of 2 inches before the ball is ideal. So how can we consistently hit into the sand? Now, the key here is a straight left arm. Now, what I see so often is people bending the left elbow to try and scoop the ball up and out of the bunker. Then what happens is, because they're missing the sand, they start then going down with their head. So I see a lot of heads down and elbows collapsed. The more the head goes down, the more the elbow has to bend to bring the club up to give you room. So it just gets worse and worse and worse, to the point where you're sort of getting, the whole body is going right down and you still can't hit the sand because this elbow has pulled up. So if we start straight with this elbow, which we should, and then it collapses a bit, the club head's just risen a good 3, 4, 5, 6 inches. So then to get down, we have to go down with our head, and that's what's causing all the inconsistency. If your head's going up and down so much, you'll hit too much sand, not enough sand, and you'll be all over the place. So the key is that nice straight left arm, and you can come into a bunker and just have some practice swings, obviously not in the comp, but when you're practicing, come into a practice bunker and really keep that arm straight. Just do some short ones and feel yourself splashing the sand until you really get that feel of that follow-through position. Just do some short ones and get the feel for that. And then once you've got that feel, you can extend it up. So it only stays straight through to about here, and then it bends up. So to make sure you hit the sand every time, keep that left elbow straight through impact. So I've got a really awkward bunker shot here. I've got the ball above my feet, and that is not easy. It's not easy when the ball's nice and level in the bunker. So ball above your feet, you want to treat this the same way you would if the ball was above your feet on the fairway. And that generally means to grip down, lower on the grip, and also allow for the ball to go left. So in other words, aim a little bit to the right. So those two things, I'm gripping down and I'm aiming a little bit to the right. Other than that, you'll play it like a normal bunker shot and try and splash the sand before the ball as you normally would do. So I'm gripping down a fair bit, aiming a little bit to the right, then playing my usual splash shot. All right, not too bad. So ball above feet in the bunker, treat it like you would if it was on the fairway. The hardest shot in golf, or what a lot of people consider to be the hardest shot in golf, the long greenside bunker shot. So this is a really tough one, and there's two options with this one. The first is to play it like a normal bunker shot and really hit it as hard as you possibly can, splashing into the sand, and you can change your club to a pitching wedge for that one. I've done that tip before, and so that is one option there here with the long greenside bunker shot. The other option is to play it more like a fairway bunker shot and pick the ball off the top. So if you're really quite a long way away, say 30, 40, 50 even meters, then that's probably the better option, because sometimes it's too hard to create enough club head speed and splash the sand to then take the ball far enough. So picking the ball off the top is better when you're a little bit further out. Now, having said that, you can't do that with a high lip. You can see we've got a fairly low lip here, and I'm not sure if you can see the flag that's right at the back of the green back there, but we're around about 40 metres or so. So you would simply play this like a pitching shot, grab your pitching wedge, you can lean forward and grip down and do your VY technique, which you've heard me talk a lot about before. And then it's not an easy shot, whatever way you look at it, but picking it off the top may be the best option if you're a long way away. Okay, so that's pulled a little bit to the left, but it's up there around about pin high. So that could be the safest option for you when you've got a greenside bunker shot, but you're a fairly long way away from the hole.
The uphill part of the bunker, very little green to work with, and it's on a sloping slope like this, so it's very difficult. Uphill, ball above, varied, little green to work with. I'm going to put it out this way because if I don't get enough, I'm still going to get out of the bunker. That's my goal. Get out of the bunker is all I'm after. So I'm going to come in, bury my feet, hope I don't hurt my knee anymore. Okay, that's what happens when you get a little older, you hurt yourself. So I'm going to close the club face. See how much I'm closing the club face. And I'm going to bang into this pretty ugly looking swing, but effective. Club face really closed, and I'm going to come in and hit it about there. There'll be very little follow through. Beautiful. Look, oh wow. I'm really happy with that.
Is there ever a reason to putt from the bunker? Most professionals would say no, and I would be in that camp as well. If you're reasonably confident in the bunker, there really is not many situations where you would prefer to putt. However, if you're not very confident, there might be the very odd time where putting could be better. And I found one of those. And this situation where we haven't got very far from the ball to the pin, we've got absolutely no lip here at all, and we have water on the other side, so terrible consequences if you don't hit a good shot. This could be the one and only time that you could putt. So my biggest piece of advice would be, however, if you're not confident in the bunker, to get confident, do some practice, get a lesson, spend some time on it. If you do find yourself in this situation, you have decided to putt, the only tip you need is to hit it harder than you think. So set it up exactly how you would a normal putt, and then just hit it a bit harder than you would. All right. So every now and again, very, very rarely, you can putt from the bunker. As you know, a fairway bunker is played totally differently to a greenside bunker. We're not trying to splash into the sand and lift the ball up. We're going to pick the ball off the top and play it as much like a normal fairway shot that you can. So the first thing we do here is we check the height of the lip. The most important thing is to choose a club that's going to get you over that. You can hit a fairway wood or a hybrid out of a fairway bunker, just again depending on the height of the lip. But make sure you give yourself plenty of leeway to lift it up and over. I've chosen a 7-iron here to make sure that I get up and over that lip. So that's your most important thing. Then after that, you'll choose a club that will get you the distance that you want to go. Then you're going to play it just like a normal fairway shot. The only tip I would give you with a fairway bunker shot is to not try and hit it too hard, and to try and keep your bottom half fairly steady when you're playing your fairway bunker shots. And hopefully you can play it as much like a normal fairway shot as possible.